the summer solstice, a day marking the peak of summer's reign. It is a day when the sun reaches its zenith, casting long shadows and bathing the world in warmth. But in recent years, this astronomical event has taken on a new significance. It has become a harbinger of change, a subtle reminder that our planet's climate is in flux. The summer solstice of 2024 arrived earlier than it had in over 2 centuries. This was not a random occurrence, but rather a consequence of our changing climate. The Earth's orbit is not perfectly circular, and the timing of the solstices is influenced by subtle variations in this orbit. As our planet warms, these variations are becoming more pronounced, leading to earlier summer solstices. This shift in the timing of the solstices is a stark reminder that climate change is not a distant threat. It is a present reality. It is a call to action, urging us to address the root causes of this global challenge and to adapt to the changes that are already underway. The future of our planet and of generations to come depends on our response. The earlier arrival of the summer solstice is a subtle yet profound indication that our planet is experiencing a fundamental shift. It is a reminder that we are inextricably connected to the rhythms of nature, and that even the most seemingly immutable aspects of our world are subject to change. Summer, once a fleeting interlude between spring's awakening and autumn's gentle decline, is now stretching its boundaries. Data reveals a disturbing trend. Summers are lasting longer, encroaching upon the fringes of spring and autumn. What was once a season of sunshine and warmth is transforming into an extended period of intense heat and prolonged drought. Scientific projections paint a concerning picture of the future. Summers, currently averaging 10 days longer than in the past, could expand to encompass a staggering 6 months of the year. Imagine a world where spring and autumn are mere blips in the calendar, dwarfed by an all-consuming summer. This is the reality we face if we fail to curb our greenhouse gas emissions. The implications of this seasonal shift are far-reaching. Ecosystems carefully calibrated to the rhythm of the seasons are thrown into disarray. Wildlife struggles to adapt to the changing patterns of temperature and precipitation. And humans face the growing threat of heat waves, droughts, and other climate-related disasters. The lengthening of summer is a stark reminder that climate change is not just about rising temperatures. It is also about disrupting the delicate balance of our planet's systems. It is a call to action to address this global challenge before the seasons as we know them become a distant memory. Nowhere is the impact of extended summers more apparent than in the Arabian Gulf, a region already known for its scorching heat. The United Arab Emirates, in particular, is experiencing the brunt of this climatic shift. Summers in the UAE are starting earlier, lasting longer, and reaching unprecedented levels of intensity. The summer of 2025 has been particularly brutal. As early as April, temperatures soared past 44 degrees Celsius, shattering previous records. Experts predict that temperatures could reach a staggering 48 degrees Celsius before the summer's end. This relentless heat is taking a toll on the country's infrastructure, economy, and public health. The UAE's experience is a harbinger of what awaits other regions as climate change continues unabated. Coastal areas, already vulnerable to rising sea levels, face the added threat of extreme heat and humidity. Desert regions, already grappling with water scarcity, are becoming increasingly inhospitable. The consequences for human societies are dire. The UAE's struggle to cope with the intensifying heat is a stark reminder that climate change is not an abstract concept. It is a lived reality for millions of people around the world. It is a call for global solidarity and action to address this shared challenge before it is too late. The year 2024 will forever be etched in history as the hottest year on record. Across the globe, temperatures soared to unprecedented heights, shattering previous records and unleashing a cascade of extreme weather events. Heat waves, droughts, wildfires, and floods ravaged communities, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The summer solstice of 2024, already notable for its early arrival, coincided with a major heat wave that scorched the eastern United States and Canada. Temperatures soared into the triple digits, breaking records that had stood for decades. Hospitals were overwhelmed with heat stroke victims. Power grids buckled under the strain, and wildfires raged out of control. The record-breaking heat of 2024 was a wake-up call for the world. It demonstrated with terrifying clarity the consequences of our inaction on climate change. It underscored the urgency of transitioning to a low-carbon economy and investing in climate resilience. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now. The extreme heat of 2024 serves as a stark reminder that climate change is not a future threat. It is a present reality with devastating consequences. We must act now to mitigate further warming and adapt to the changes that are already baked into our climate system. Section 5. When the rains fail, El Niño's missing act. El Niño, a climate pattern characterized by the warming of surface waters in the central and eastern Pacific Ocean, typically brings cooler, wetter conditions to certain parts of the world. However, in 2025, El Niño was conspicuously absent, further exacerbating the already intense heat in regions like the UAE. The absence of El Niño's cooling influence allowed temperatures to soar even higher than they otherwise would have. This had a cascading effect on weather patterns, leading to prolonged droughts, increased evaporation, and a heightened risk of heat waves. The UAE, already grappling with the effects of extended summers, was hit particularly hard. The missing El Niño of 2025 is a stark reminder that climate change is not just about gradual warming. It is also about disrupting the complex interplay of natural systems that regulate our planet's climate. These disruptions can have far-reaching and unpredictable consequences, leading to more extreme and frequent weather events. The absence of El Niño's moderating influence in 2025 highlights the interconnectedness of Earth's climate system and the potential for unexpected consequences as the planet warms. It underscores the need for continued research and monitoring to better understand and predict these complex dynamics. Section 6. Adapting to the new normal, a global imperative. As summers lengthen and temperatures rise, adapting to this new climate reality is no longer optional. It is an imperative for survival. From the sun-baked streets of Dubai to the wildfire-prone forests of California, communities around the world are grappling with the consequences of a warming planet. Adaptation takes many forms. It means developing heat-resistant crops, building seawalls to protect coastal communities from rising sea levels, and implementing early warning systems for extreme weather events. It also means changing our behaviors, reducing our carbon footprints, and embracing sustainable practices. Adaptation is not just about infrastructure and technology, it is also about social justice. The impacts of climate change are not felt equally. Vulnerable communities such as the elderly, the poor, and those living in developing countries are often hit hardest. Adaptation efforts must prioritize these communities, ensuring that they have the resources and support they need to cope with a changing climate. Adapting to the new climate reality requires a collective effort. Governments, businesses, and individuals must work together to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, invest in sustainable infrastructure, and support vulnerable communities. The time for action is now. Section 7. The UAE responds, a multi-pronged approach. The UAE, facing the brunt of extended summers and extreme heat, is taking a proactive approach to adaptation. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, the country has implemented a multi-pronged strategy to mitigate the impacts of climate change and build resilience. Public health is a top priority. The government has launched awareness campaigns to educate the public about the dangers of heat stroke and dehydration. It has also implemented measures to protect outdoor workers, such as mandatory midday breaks during the hottest hours. Investing in sustainable technologies is another key pillar of the UAE's adaptation strategy. The country has set ambitious targets for renewable energy production, aiming to generate 50% of its electricity from clean sources by 2050. It is also investing in water conservation technologies, such as desalination plants, to address the growing challenges of water scarcity. The UAE's proactive approach to climate adaptation serves as a model for other nations facing similar challenges. By investing in sustainable infrastructure, promoting public awareness, and supporting vulnerable communities, the UAE is demonstrating its commitment to creating a more resilient future. Section 8. Celebrating the solstice, a timeless tradition. Even as the timing of the summer solstice shifts and the climate changes around us, the cultural significance of this astronomical event endures. For millennia, cultures around the world have celebrated the solstice, marking it with rituals, feasts, and gatherings. At Stonehenge, the ancient stone circle in England, thousands gather each year to witness the sunrise on the summer solstice. The stones, precisely aligned with the sun's rays on this day, serve as a reminder of our ancestors' deep connection to the rhythms of nature. In many cultures, the summer solstice is a time for celebration, a time to revel in the warmth of the sun and the abundance of nature. It is a time for festivals, bonfires, and dancing. It is a time to connect with loved ones and appreciate the beauty of the natural world. The summer solstice, even as it heralds a changing climate, continues to hold deep cultural significance. It is a time for reflection, celebration, and a renewed appreciation for the delicate balance of our planet. Section 9. A call to action, protecting our planet's future. The shifting summer solstice, the lengthening summers, the record-breaking heat. These are not just abstract scientific phenomena, they are harbingers of a changing world, a world that demands our attention and action. The time for complacency is over. The time for bold, decisive action is now. We must reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and transition to a clean energy economy. We must invest in sustainable infrastructure, protect our forests, and restore our degraded ecosystems. We must support vulnerable communities and ensure that no one is left behind in the face of climate change. The challenges are daunting, but they are not insurmountable. We have the knowledge, the technology, and the resources to address this crisis. What we need now is the political will and the collective determination to act. The future of our planet and of generations to come depends on the choices we make today. Let us rise to the challenge, embrace the opportunities presented by a changing world, and create a more sustainable and just future for all. Like and subscribe for more.